Welcome to Calvary Chapel Living Hope in downtown Oceanside. This building was built in 1886. You can only imagine the hundreds of thousands of people that have walked through this door looking for hope, peace, and love.
It's our honor to be able to give back in this way and serve the needs of this physical building, while those who call this place home serve the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual well-being of everybody who walks through these doors. We started conceptual renderings and talking about design and layout and trying to think about the short-term goals, the long-term goals. And then COVID happened. And we felt like this is the opportunity, the open door that we have, and we just want to jump on it and get as much done as we possibly can while the church doors are shut. So what started as just a bathroom renovation turned somehow into this massive overhaul of this 3-story historical building, and it's been amazing and challenging. We're standing here in the main sanctuary. Obviously there's going to be a lot of cosmetic changes happening in here, but really we had to address the infrastructure. The electrical was all outdated. We couldn't run the necessary technology stuff that we wanted to, from soundboard to video to live feed, and so that's been a major overhaul in this room, and it's going to be great, but oh my goodness, miles and miles and miles of wire going on here.
People always ask Beth and I, why this church? Why now? Why did we choose to take on the remodel?
Well, I've been here since its founding over 25 years ago, and at the time I didn't have a choice because my dad was the pastor, so I had to come here. But ever since then, this place has become my home. We've met our best friends here, we met each other here, we got married here, we've had our kids here, so it's just home to us, and we're so excited to give back during this time. The people of this church are willing to go deep with one another, which is awesome. They've been with us through 10 years of Marshall's chronic illnesses, 20 plus surgeries, dozens of hospital stays, 10 years of infertility. We feel like the reason that we've made it this far, the reason our babies have been born, these people have prayed them into existence, and we're so grateful. This church is really special, and we know that you'll find your home here too.
Which is the exact why we wanted to do this, is because of the people that are part of the church. And so they mean the world to us, and what not a better cause to come and support them and be with them.
When people come here, we want them to see that this is what faith in action looks like. God can do the impossible. He can move mountains, He can heal families, He can restore relationships. There's nothing He can't do, and we're the only ones that limit Him. By putting our trust in Him and having faith to walk whatever road He's calling us to, great things can happen.
Which is just what this remodel showed. There was obstacle after obstacle, financial difficulty after financial difficulty. Things didn't make sense. When you got to the end, you had to dig deeper, go farther. And so it just is a living organism to show exactly how you can endure and fight through struggle constantly.
There are a lot of parallels between physically remodeling and spiritual transformation. I think the biggest one is that surface level is not going to cut it. Just like in a major reno, you cannot just deal with the superficial or the facade. You have to go deeper, behind the wall, under the concrete, to see what the real problem is. It's the same way in our walk with the Lord. If you don't give Him access to your heart, the deep places that are uncomfortable, if you're not willing to allow Him to do the surgery He needs to do, any changes are going to be superficial. And our heart is that when you come in this building, when you serve here, when this becomes your home, that you're ready to go deeper with the Lord and let Him change you from the inside out. You can put shiny new plumbing fixtures up, but if the 50-year-old cast iron, cracking, leaking, oozing drain lines are not repaired and replaced, those new plumbing fixtures will leak just like the old stuff. Reforming your actions, controlling your outward behavior only works so long. Unless we give the Lord access to the heart, the deepest part of who we are, our outward reforms will only go so long before the truth comes out that we're still lost, defeated, and hopeless.
What I love about the remodel, and when things come up like the plumbing that you have to redo, the surgery that has to happen, news is news, and you just have to deal with the solution. You can't look back, you can't stop, you can't dig your old past up. Things happen in life, obstacles are always going to be there, and so that's what remodeling teaches us constantly. It's the same thing in life. Challenges are always going to be there, but you have to find a way, and you have to stay moving forward.
We are promised storms and trials in this life, but we are also promised victory if we humbly walk before Him, accepting the good and the bad, and just having a heart that says, I want to know You more. I know You're using this season to teach me and to change me. Show me all that You have for me. When you see the bathrooms, think of old pipes buried under concrete that had to be broken up in order to get to the source of the plumbing problems. Once that breaking occurs, the Lord can then do the work. Finally, a lot of that work is going to be hidden behind the walls and buried under floors, but there's also going to be an outward explosion and life that comes as well.
So when you come into the sanctuary, we want you to actually notice the cross.
We use 2 different colors of metal on this cross. The back plate symbolizes the color of like a Spartan shield. It's beaten, it's weathered, it's scarred. The darker iron on top, the contrast, that's the color of a warrior's sword. And we thought it was so cool that you could have the shield of faith represented as well as the sword of the Spirit. The cross is weathered, rugged, it's beat up, it's rusty, and we love that because we think it just shows struggle. It shows perseverance. It shows a defensive position plus an offensive position, and we really want people to see that when they come in here and know that they're in the presence of the Lord. When people come here and see the fellowship hall, we really want you to be inspired and motivated to gather. This is a place for weddings, birthdays, parties, dinners, any kind of event you can create, do it. Get motivated and start an event, start an outreach, start a ministry, use the building that God's given us. I really hope that you guys will take that into consideration and that you'll host events here.
We're just so grateful for the whole team that was involved here, starting with the church and the volunteers and the people that stood alongside us throughout the whole remodel. We're indebted to our team. Our team has worked countless hours. When they've tired, I've had to push them harder. And so it's just a symbol of us coming together as a community, family and friends, and working for a common goal and struggling through it together.
The Lord's gotten us this far. We'll know He'll take it to the end. Let's be together. Let's celebrate the unity that we have in Christ and gather in His name.